The real question's being asked in Australia: how does all of this NSA spy scandal going to affect you in Australia, or is it going to affect you at all? Well, the first person I think that came out and opened his big trap is in fact Bob Carr. Bob Carr has officially said that we probably have little to worry about. We probably have little to fear from the NSA. Well, that normally rings alarm bells for me. Well, do we? Unless, of course, you're using Skype, unless, of course, you're using YouTube. That the federal police have, in fact, been obtaining thousands of files every single week and spying on our internet and our phone with absolutely no warrants whatsoever. It's gotten to the point where the Greens have stepped in, and you'll see in another article where they're starting to get into our own parliament and demand that you've at least, believe it or not, you've at least got to have some sort of warrant or some sort of reason to start spying on our phone and our internet. Can you believe the sort of democracy that the Greens want? And that's how spooky all of this is getting. Because if you have a look, you will remember how we started to say, oh no, the National Broadband Network, we can't let those evil Chinese have a look at it. That's right. Remember Huawei or Huawei, that when you put your toggle in to the side of your wireless for your Optus? That's right, we can't let them build the National Broadband Network because the Chinese, that's right, they're known hackers. And they're the biggest fear. We're not worried about the Chinese blowing up the country or taking over our water supply or our farmlands. We're worried about them starting a war with hacking. When in fact, it's our own government that's been already hacking into us. And they have been trying to get this NBN, which is going to become absolutely compulsory. Check out this article by Conroy. That's right, our own Member of Parliament in telecommunication is going to make it absolutely compulsory for you to have the NBN plugged in to every single house in Australia, where they can have total control, to the point where they're starting to get nervous, where parents are starting to say, I don't want my children being targeted and advertised to while they are A, at school, and you think about that Gonski report, and B, I don't want them having total control where I have to use Telstra, and Telstra's going to totally dominate this NBN. And the NBN is already being caught through this federal police as spying on all Australians. Now, don't think for a minute that these Chinese are the threat, when we've already seen in the United States that it's its own government, it's its own NSA, it's its own Verizon, okay, is the real threat. Now you have a look at Telstra. And people ask the question, is there any reason to fear? Well, I say there is, because the federal police have already been caught out. That's one reason. They wouldn't let the Chinese near it because they wanted a total monopoly on it. And I think, thirdly, they were so rambunctious in the fact that they wanted to get it done that they even, and check this article, they even were going to allow children to be killed in the process of building the NBN and the people actually making it, that they dumped asbestos on schools. Man, what sort of country do we live in? I mean, the reality is, if they're going to do it in America, and we've got about, what, 2,500 troops living in Darwin, and here we are making out like the Chinese are the real worry, I would say to you, forget what Bob Carr is saying. Bob Carr is an absolute Bohemian Grove liar. This is Brazy. I think it's fair enough to say that we're living in the spy state. In fact, mate, I want to hear your opinion.
Bottom line is this. The NSA are recording 3 billion transactions with regard to fax machines, emails, Twitter accounts, Facebook, whatever. 3 billion to protect us from what? from terrorists that they run? See, for those people that say, oh, I've got nothing to hide, the government can spy on you, don't you? You do. How do you like it if the government wants to spy on you with your cameras, with your TV, with your computer screen, and you're in your bedroom or you're in your shower, masturbating? I mean, come on. What if you're masturbating to something that your husband doesn't know about? The government knows this and it's okay. See, Bracey, I was ready for you. I don't wear a suit in my living room. I don't even smoke cigars.
So Australia, I think it's pretty clear that we're setting ourselves up and have been setting ourselves up for turning this place into the biggest spy nanny state there is. If you've got an opinion or you can show me some evidence where you think I'm a lunatic, hey, I've got a thick skin and I'm more than happy to hear it. This is Brazy, loving the spy state. It's still the lucky spy state and I'm happy to hear your opinion. Have a good night.